The shadows of silence. The silence of the town, the small town of Bad Eichen, was known for its tranquility and charm. But this idyllic peace was abruptly shattered when the body of Johannes Wagner, a respected citizen and businessman, was found in an abandoned house on the outskirts of town. The old house, known to the locals as the haunted house, had been uninhabited for decades and was the perfect setting for a sinister discovery. Commissioner Paul Bergmann, who had moved to Bad Eichen from the big city just a year ago to start anew, was assigned to solve the case. Bergmann was an experienced investigator, but the shadows of his past still haunted him. Leaving the crime scene was a challenge for Bergmann and his colleague, criminal assistant Max Schneider. The evidence was sparse, but there were signs of a struggle. Dr. Felix Meier, the medical examiner, discovered that Wagner had been bludgeoned with a blunt object and had been dead for several days. Bergmann's initial conversations with Wagner's widow, Elizabeth Wagner, were difficult. She seemed to know more than she was revealing, and her emotional distance made her suspicious. However, Bergmann hoped to get more information from the investigations of the young journalist Hannah Schäfer, who worked for the local newspaper and had already started her own inquiries. Hannah Schäfer was ambitious and fearless. She had already written several articles about the dark sides of the town and was not intimidated by threats. She discovered that Johannes Wagner had been involved in a secret construction project before his death, which had many opponents, including Lucas Hoffman, a shady real estate agent. Hoffman had a dark past and was known for his unscrupulous dealings. When Bergmann interrogated him, he denied any involvement in the murder, but his nervousness told a different story. During the investigation, Bergmann came across an old, unsolved case. More than 20 years ago, a young girl had disappeared without a trace, and the circumstances of her disappearance bore eerie similarities to the current case. The girl's name was Anna Wagner, Johannes Wagner's younger sister. This discovery marked a turning point in the investigation. Bergmann began to explore the connection between the two cases and uncovered a web of lies and secrets that reached deep into the town's past. Bergmann's own past caught up with him. Before moving to Bad Eichen, he had made a mistake in the big city that had nearly cost him his career and his life. These shadows weighed heavily on him and influenced his work. But he was determined to solve this case to conquer his own demons. During her investigations, Hannah Schäfer found an old diary in the town library. It belonged to Anna Wagner and revealed shocking details about her last days. She was afraid of someone, and her last entry suggested that she felt threatened. With this new information, Hannah confronted Bergmann. Together, they worked to piece the puzzle together. The clues led them to an old family friend of the Wagners, who had then and now had influence and power in the town. Just before solving the case, Bergmann was accused and suspended from his position. Someone wanted to make him the scapegoat and sabotage the investigation. With the help of Hannah and Dr. Meier, he had to prove his innocence and at the same time find the real murderer. Hannah's courage and Bergmann's experience finally led to the identification of the culprit. It was none other than the influential businessman Friedrich Weber, an old family friend of the Wagners. He had killed both Anna and Johannes to protect dark secrets and maintain his reputation. The resolution of the case shed light on the town's dark past. The residents of Bad Eichen were shocked but also relieved that the truth had finally come to light. Bergmann and Hannah faced new challenges but also new opportunities. Bergmann had proven his innocence and could now truly start anew. Hannah's career as a journalist took off, and their collaboration promised to solve exciting cases in the future. Epilogue. The shadows of silence had fallen over Bad Eichen, but the truth had prevailed. The town began slowly healing its wounds, and Commissioner Paul Bergmann found new balance in his work and in the support of Hannah and Dr. Meier. Together, they would ensure that the shadows never fell so deeply again.